Hi Pisces, welcome to your extended reading. So, let's get right into it and see what we have here. Your guys on your horses are up here waiting in the wings. I don't know if the same story will unfold, but at least we can pull these cards out and see what we can find. Have the Star, which so far seems pretty good, and the Moon. Well, there you are. That's the second moon card that you've gotten, I think. Maybe we didn't have the moon in that one. Moon and the stars. The Ace of Water, which is the Ace of Cups. You had that card too. Eight of Fire. The Page of Fire. Page of Earth. Page of Air. Okay. Let me start in on these. And I'm going to start off here with the Moon. Being that there was just a new moon in your sign, either way, this is a reflection of you. It's a reflection of the retrograde and Neptune, all of what I was saying. Again, you holding water, but I'm getting a sense of a more maturity with this. Holding your own. With the moon around your head. It says a lot of clarity and thought and composure with yourself. Especially in the realm of when it comes to the Ace of Water here. Because with this particular Ace of Water, there's the seahorse. The seahorse in the biological order of species, it's the genus. I'm pretty sure it's hippocampus. It's a Greek word. The hippocampus in the human brain is the area responsible for memories. So you're very tightly holding on to a memory, very tightly holding on to something from your past. One of these apocalyptic men, maybe. I'm not maybe. It's confirming it now. Since this is a collective reading, for some of you, the Ace of Cups also can be a new love. Very simply put, oftentimes is when you read it in tarot. One thing is for sure, new love, whether it be with someone from your past who pops back into your life, or a new love. The energy here supports it. Now, as far as these cards are concerned, down here, this all has to do with the past, because the Page of Fire and the Page of Earth, these are two people, and just because they're younger here and the pages represent someone younger, doesn't mean it had to be, you know, childhood love. It could be. Or teenage years, younger years. It could be. Here's where it was getting to what I think I was seeing in the other reading with this. I don't know how to explain this without being, I don't want to be crude. I think of it like a prowess energy, or in simple terms, I can just put it is that there's some very heated, hot things going on here. Even she's, you know, fanning the flames, she's heated, and it's, I'm kind of getting the sense of like a geisha, which in Japanese was, you know, male companion. And this person comes back to your life, you're more mature, things are good, and now you're so sure of yourself, you're just, I don't know, you're in your power, and everything is so good for you now, and you've also found this confidence and freedom in your sexuality. Possibly, I had mentioned, I think, going on some kind of spiritual retreat, or maybe a sabbatical or something of that nature, but you're just very freeing, and you're just, I mean, she's just like, take me. And even if one of these men has not manifested yet in your life, you're still, I mean, maybe they represent, maybe you're seeing a couple of different guys, maybe that's what you want to do. Either way, it's it's an air of confidence. It's very, very nice for Pisces. Being a mutable sign, you not very outspoken, but you're just, it's like no matter, even that Uranus is in retrograde, no matter what it's throwing at you, it's, you got it. You look good, and you just have that really good sense of confidence. It's almost like, you know how a cat cats, they just like play with their toys and like bat them around. I mean, even you have maybe taken control here. So it's wonderful in that aspect, I guess. Okay, here, Four of Pentacles, it's power. See that? Power. Satiety. You're satiated. I don't know who's filling your cups. Aries or Taurus? Here I'm really getting with this card, even though it's a cups card. It's the cups, the faces on the cups just remind me of Aries or Taurus. This is a very statuesque, monumental type thing here. And that also can be reflective of a past situation. It's solidified now. Why I'm getting bisque, you know, like a bisque statuette and like a trophy. I mean, she's just free and flowing and very in touch with her sexual side. This statue is very proportionate, he's cut, he's masculine. It's a lot of very feminine and masculine sexuality floating around in this. And the Neptune placements play a big role in this too. And okay, the Queen of Swords is here. I know in the Virgo reading she came up, and you know she was there, and you know she has a sword with the guy's head in her hand. But that aside, if you just look at her, the way she's laying, she looks very satisfied. Like I said, and that came out with the satiated card. So, partnered or not, you're very satisfied. So that's good. Since you are opposite, straight across from Virgo, you know, sometimes opposite things happen because you're polar, but then sometimes you get some of the same energies. So I feel like this was like a huge dynamic shift. Like Virgo, I know their reading ended well, but they had a lot of really, really deep things going on in their life. Probably things people wouldn't wish for, that they're going to get through it. But you've moved past that already. Like starting in your season, you're amped up, you're ready to go. You're doing very well considering what the world has thrown at us. Curious to see what the other signs will, you know, what their readings will bring up, because I don't anticipate a lot of, you know, I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping a lot of people have gone deep and found themselves in their time off, and people aren't struggling too bad, but you never know. You can never tell. I just know, personally, I know a lot of people are going through hard times, so we'll just have to see. Okay, Cinderella, which is 28. And, oh no, really? 4 of Swords. Here are the 4 swords. The 4 guys, now they all have swords. What did you do? Like, hand them all Kierkegaard and Nietzsche and tell them to go read books and then come back and have intellectual conversations with you? No, that would be me. But now they all have swords. Or they just... Okay, one guy's fishing with his. So, I don't think he learned very much. But, yeah, there's the swords. There are the men with the swords, so I guess it could be any one of them show up now. On their little raft. I'm not sure to say, on some level, they all have a little bit of regret, looks like. Maybe. Except for the guy that's fishing. He looks like he could really care less. Anyway. I'm going to get to the Cinderella card. Because I found this old book of the Grimm's Fairy Tales. My mom had it in a drawer. My daughter had asked me about it. She said, "Where's that book?" My mom had it. And I knew I had seen it. Never really paid that much attention to it. And I read it. And I could not. I knew they were dark. And in Cinderella, in the Grimm's Fairy Tale, her mom dies, she goes out and she visits the grave all the time, but you know, the stepsisters, in order to try to get their feet in the shoes, one of them actually cuts her toe off and the other one slices part of her heel off. And the birds like talk to the prince when he's driving, because he takes you know, he takes the one stepsister, so he leaves with her, and then the birds sort of, you know, she's bleeding all over the place because she cut her toe off. That's not the right one. He says it in this little rhyme. And I was like, wow, I hope nobody reads that to their children before bedtime, but they cut their toes off. And why I find that interesting is that Pisces is the sign associated with the feet. Every zodiac sign has a part of the body that it's associated with, and Pisces is the feet. So I found that fascinating. The toes. It's pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. I don't know what I was getting at with that. I just thought it was a cool part of this story. But there are 4 birds bringing a new dress to Cinderella in this picture. 4 birds, 4 guys. In front of a big full moon. There's a full moon in Aries coming up. I don't have my calendar flipped up. It's gonna be maybe the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, something like that of October. Maybe 3rd or 4th. And so what you're gonna have to do is decide, because you're not going to be able, it isn't going to be buildable. You're not going to be able to pick or build somebody perfectly. Well, there was a scientist in China 2 years ago who genetically engineered twins. So if you have a lot of money, you could probably genetically engineer a person. And then there is a sperm bank in, I believe it's in California, where the guy has the collection of all the Nobel Prize winners. He has all their sperm. But I think like only certain women can get it, like if they have to be a Mensa or something. Something like that. Anyway, I digress. You're gonna have to choose which things are more important to you if you want to be in a relationship, because you can't, you're not going to be able to have it all. Are you going to be able to settle? Are you going to be okay with that? Some of you might find Mr. Right, the perfect guy. I haven't seen that he exists. Or are you just content to be on your own? Because part of it could be that you're maybe too picky, too rigid. I don't know. I don't think you can ever be too picky, though. You know, if you either know what you want. Now, one other thing that I'm picking up is that all those men could just be admirers. You could have that many men interested in you. And they're bringing you, you got shoes down there, you probably got, yeah, they're bringing you shoes, they're bringing you clothes. Everything. Maybe they're even giving you birds. I like birds. I don't know. I'd probably rather have shoes. Be a tough choice. I don't know if I could choose them. Okay, so I have a few more minutes. I really tried to get a fairies card for you, and they wouldn't come out. I kept shuffling and shuffling. Wouldn't come out. Flowers. These cards are such good card stock that they shuffle so well they don't fall. This is castles, ancient buildings, and tombs. Talk about monuments. These two fell out. Let's see. Buildings. What is it with buildings? The apocalypse. No, not the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Comfort, beauty, kindness, love. Dreaming of apocalypse is a good sign because you have new beginnings follow. Okay? New beginnings, new blooms. These cards were based, I read the insert when I got on, they're based off the Freudian, Jungian dream models. So I know these, they go into a lot more detail, but buildings and monuments, houses, most of the time are indicative of the mind. There was no doubt that there was some, apocalyptic energy that just destroyed your mind. It's even, this is kind of reminiscent of a brain. But take it like this. Think of it in the scenario as that there was an apocalypse, destroyed the city, wiped everything out. Something happened, just wrecked your brain, right? But you had to rebuild. And look at the difference in the coloring here, the peacefulness and the beauty. It's almost like a sandcastle or Cinderella castle. It's just, oh look, Cinderella castle. It's a beautiful new start, new growth, and much more fertile ground because you've nurtured yourself and taken care of yourself. And flowers are beauty. They know how to be beautiful. Sunflowers, when the sun's out, they turn and open up towards the sun. When the sun goes down, they turn down. They know, it's that simple. Look towards, they say look towards the light. Now, as you're looking towards the light in the daytime, there's no denying that there's a dark side of you here. Not in a bad way, just the part that's very sexual, very in touch with herself, and very happy with it. And good for you, Pisces. Good for you. It's a really cool reading. It came together really nice. Pretty cool. I hope this works for you. If it didn't, because it's not going to hit everybody, check your other signs. Your rising, your moon. I'll probably try to work on them maybe the day after tomorrow. Don't know. And just like I mentioned in the other video, in the bio section below, I will post a link to a music video with lyrics or it'll have some reference to your reading, some meaning to it. I had mentioned in the previous Pisces video that I had no idea what song it was going to be, and it just hit me as soon as I, turned off the recording. I knew. And this ending deserves a pretty self-confident woman video, so let me see what I can come up with. Shouldn't take me long. I get a lot of my clues through music. I love music. This smoke you see, by the way, it's incense. And this one is called vanilla. Why is it vanilla? Real? It's, when it burns, of course, it still has that incense smell, but when I pulled it out of the package, I kept smelling this familiar smell. It was like nostalgia. It reminded me of something. If any of you had Cabbage Patch dolls, these incense sticks smell just like Cabbage Patch dolls. I love the smell like Cabbage Patch Dolls. Probably, maybe the only one. Those and Strawberry Shortcake. But it smells so good. Maybe another nod to nostalgia and back in the day energy with this reading. I just keep smelling this box. Anyway, I'll get off here. I hope you like your reading. Please like and subscribe if you like it. If not, try back next month and maybe you find something you like there. But anyway, thanks for checking out my video. See ya.